Hey, good morning. Fisherman Barry here. Well, those of you familiar with my channel will recognize that I got a new boat. I've only had it out once. Tomorrow will be my second trip, but I thought I'd take a few minutes to go over some of the upgrades. First off, it's the same trailer I've always had. I've got a video up there about how I built it. And there's a lot on YouTube actually about trailer builds. The only thing I had to do different here is I had to rotate the spare tire around because it wouldn't fit. This is a Hobie PA 14 in the Arctic camo, and it's got the 360 drive. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So first off, I'll just note right here, these little lights I got from Guardian Angel, and I just put one screw, a little bit of sealant on there, and then they're magnetic latching. They are fabulous. They last about 4 hours on a full charge. This one is a navigation light, so this one's got the red and the green. And in the back here, I just modified a little stock I found. I wish it was a little bit longer, but I think Guardian Angel's coming out with one that's 24 inches, so I may try that. We'll see how it goes. But I took the LED that came with it and put the Guardian Angel magnetic mount on there. This is the anchor light. It's white, and that goes there. This folds down when I'm not using it, and of course I put these away. Let's see, it's all remote control. And the remote control I keep right here. This light has I think 3 levels. Intensity, I typically set it to the medium level, and that gives me the 4 hours. There's a lot of options. You need to read the instructions for blinking and flashing and rotating lights and all that. To be honest, I don't really use that much. This will just be for when I'm out on the water in the dark. And then we go up here in front, the remote controls both of them. And here's the front light. So that's pretty nifty. Makes it easy. You don't have to do my PA-12 I had drills and put LEDs along the side and batteries, and I mean, it was a lot of work, and had to keep resealing the holes to keep water from leaking in. None of those problems here. Really simple, easy, and effective. Their website, I'll put the link under this channel for everything that I have on here. If you have any questions, their website lists the distance these can be seen from. It's pretty far. So that's the lighting. Big upgrade here. Got a new crossbow mount with the Lowrance HDS 10. So I have not used that yet. I just got my registration. So I'm going to have the motors and the Lowrance out tomorrow. Pretty simple install. The Hobie has a pre-installed cables spots there, so I run the 2 cables, one from the transducer and another one that goes to the battery, which I'll show you in a second. The transducer is right under here, just mounts through there, and you can Google the Hobies. I think it's called a Guardian also. For the transducer, it's got you can pull it up and it pulls it to sort of recess it in the hull, so it's kind of spring loaded. And then let's turn these off. The battery for this sits right there. That's one of those fireproof boxes. Just a 12-volt lithium battery. Just slides in there really nice. And I connected it up, put a connector on there. And you can see the front tub is ginormous. There's my registration up there in the front. So that's that part of it. Another big big upgrade are the motors. These are, I put dual Bixby's just because of the weight, and I want to be able to handle the wind and the current and have good distance. I got the heavy duty batteries. They're the long life. They are kind of heavy. They're 26 pounds each. But I've had those out on my PA-12. They will last all day, no problem at all. And I've covered more than 15 miles in a day with them. So these are the two motors. These are the K1s, and that's this plate's on the Bixby's website. I ordered a piece of marine grade aluminum so that I could make a double mount here. Just drilled some holes in it, measured everything off using these as templates. So that worked out pretty good. Batteries are installed here. I put a piece of polyethylene or closed cell foam, which doesn't act like a sponge. It doesn't pick up water, just to cushion everything and get them up to the height I wanted them to be. So they fit really nicely with the rod holder there. As you can see, I'm running 6 rods at a time. I could probably go more, but the truth is I don't use that many when I'm out on the water. I say I typically use 3, but it's always nice to have a few extras already geared up. Got crankbait, top water, jigs, different things. This is my camera mount. So this camera goes here when I'm out on the water, and it's kind of pointed towards the bow. These are just you can see it's kind of springy. I may rethink this and go to a piece of PVC coming out here, because it's a little stiffer than this and won't less chance of it vibrating around. And this is for a long life battery. I just pop this open, set the battery in here, run the little cable up here to the camera and plug it in. Of course, it's always important to stay hydrated when you're out on the water, so got some extra water there. This is the remote for the motors. They're both synced to this, so just pressing this turns them both on. There they go. And just a word of note here, having 2 motors doesn't double your speed. What it does do, it gives you less strain on the battery, so you're going to get good long life out of them, and it gives you the torque or power you need out on the water. The speed for these is really limited by something called max hull speed. It's about 6 miles an hour for this boat. So that's the Bixby motors. Let's turn those off. And it has 13 forward speeds and 3 reverse speeds. Standard Hobie seat here. I padded their backpack, keep some essential supplies in there, and I also have a 3-liter one of those water bladders with the little tube you can drink from. I stick that in there in the summer and run the tube down to here. Makes it really easy to get a drink of water. That's that. And a couple other things on the other side here. I made this mount. I know that they sell some now that come out and have 2 that sit up here. I wanted something a little lower profile, and so I just used a little H-rail thing with one of these yak motor or yak paddle mounts. You'll notice I do tether most things so you don't lose them if they come loose. And then I fabricated this out of a H-rail, one of the flat ones, and just cut up a rod tube. For when you're out on the water and you're fishing, this is extremely handy. You catch a fish, you pull it in, you just drop this in here after you bring the fish on board. You don't have to worry about where your rod is or dropping it or losing it or anything. And you can set it there to get it out of your way if you need to grab your lunch or do something else. And then the other thing I did and I mounted this, one of those yak paddle mounts on there. Then I added, just for safety, a little bungee cord. It's pretty easy to take on and off in the water. I usually just drop it off to the side when I use the paddle and then hook it on, and that keeps the paddle from falling off. This is the dead man switch for the motors. You notice they're both They're both active right now. You can tell by the lights being on. And these are just magnetic switches. They pull off, and you can't start the motor now. If you try, nothing will happen. And this gets hooked to my life jacket, the other end. So that's just a safety feature. If you fall out or anything happens, you pull that loose and it shuts your motors down so your kayak doesn't take off across the lake without you. Let's see, I think that's just about it. I'm really excited to get out there fully geared up. I took it out last week. For those familiar with Lake Don Pedro, I didn't have the motors, I didn't have the Lowrance on there, I didn't have any of that stuff, but I had the basic fishing gear and stuff, and the 360 drive, which is fabulous, by the way. I absolutely love it. I ended up hooking into about 25 fish. Didn't get all of them on the boat. They're pretty pressured, actually, and so they shake off easily. They've been caught and released a few times, but I ended up maybe getting 15 on the boat. The size ranged from the 10-12 inch sort of pesky ones up to 2-pounders. So all in all, it was a really nice day. It was fun. I got a little tired out there. I was thinking of going today, but we're in the middle of a heat wave. It was 102 yesterday. It's going to be 105 today, and then it drops off a bit tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to a cooler day, and I'll go real early in the morning to try out those new Guardian lights, Guardian Angel lights. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on the YouTube channel, and maybe I'll see you out on the water.